So the last handheld I basically had was the PSP. We all know that the PSP was on another level. Now this thing has a 4.3-inch display, and it also has that UMD disc that you can take out and remove. This was basically just peak gaming because you could basically play games like God of War, you could play FIFA, you could play Crash Bandicoot. There are so many peak games back then. But then now, today, I finally found myself something in this box. So I actually did my research before buying, and that's serious because I didn't just want to Google something and just go with that. So I decided, let me just try and see which of these are actually the best, and here's what I landed at. So when it comes down to the PS Portal, I almost went with that, mainly because I am familiar with the PlayStation brand and the ecosystem, and I do have a PS5 of course, so that would have been super nice. But I quickly found out that the PlayStation is just a streaming device. It doesn't really play games locally. It only streams your game from a PS5, or if you have the cloud, of course, it's actually nice, but you still need a strong Wi-Fi for you to be able to play that. And for me, that's just a deal breaker. I want something that I could basically just play anywhere, maybe on the plane, car, you know, wherever I am, right? So for me, at this point, the PS Portal doesn't really match my style. And then if you look at the Stream Deck, for example, that is just a great device. I mean, huge game library. So I just wanted something that I could basically just access Game Pass without actually the walk around. The ROG Ally runs on full Windows 11, which means every PC game, every launcher, every Game Pass, this just feels nice. And I also thought about the Nintendo Switch too, but the games I want to play are mostly on these other devices. So I felt like the ROG Ally was just something that ticked every box, and also the fact that I basically got this for a sum of $400. So I am super happy, and I do want to show you guys what's in it. Oh wow. So the part I was basically worried about, and that is, how do they actually feel on my hands? So my hands are basically huge. They are like 20 centimeters. And whenever I'm holding a PS5 controller, for example, you can basically see how small they look. Yes, that might be a problem playing over time for most people, but like for me, I don't really have any problem. My fingers have space, the triggers feels reachable, and my thumb just fits and feels very nice properly. And I've been playing this for over 2-3 hours without any problem. I don't think I will match this with any other controller out there unless I get the PS Portal. But from what I am feeling at this point, playing this for like 5 hours straight, it's actually nice. And then there's the other thing I was basically thinking of, and that just has to be the size and the weight. Because we are looking at a screen, a controller that weighs 670 grams. I mean, you can take this anywhere, you can play this for several hours without feeling cramped. It's actually nice. And then as an industrial designer myself, I feel like the ergonomic decisions that ASUS made on the handheld are just absolutely smart. Mainly because they understand that people come with different hand sizes and would like to play this for an extended period of time. And I just feel like this has to be one of those great things that they actually do, because it's not all about the aesthetics, it's more functional. If you are somebody who travels a lot, who likes to play handheld and just wants to play for like 5 hours or so, this actually works. Now, let's talk about specs. So inside this handheld, we do have the Ryzen Z2 A processor, 4 cores, 8 thread. I don't think this matters for most people, so let me just translate this. It runs AAA games, and don't even try setting this on the ultra settings because you might just cook your whole system super fast. But on a 7-inch screen at 1080p, that is what you are gonna get. You do have 16GB of RAM, 512 SSD storage, so you can basically expand the storage with a microSD card, which you would want to do because games are big at the moment. We are talking about 200GB sometimes. And then if you look at the screen is 7-inch, 1080p, 120Hz refresh rate, 500 nits of brightness, Gorilla Glass, so that's actually good, and it's sharp, it's smooth, and it just feels bright enough whenever you're playing outdoors. So I tested this and it actually works. Another thing I really like is the fact that they have Hall effect analog triggers, which means they don't develop drift over time, not like my PS5 controller. I mean, I've had to change so many controllers over the years. And that's just something gamers care about, and it just feels genuine, like the engineers actually took this serious. You also get USB-C, one for charging and one for display output, so you can plug this into a monitor and play games on a bigger screen. It just feels genuinely like a PC. I mean, it is a PC of course, because you are rocking a Windows 11 full desktop OS, Xbox app built in, Game Pass, Steam, Epic, whatever you want to use. So at this point, I'm actually enjoying it. Now a quick backstory for anybody who just wants to know about this. Now, the original ROG was launched in 2023. This was the first handheld that ASUS made. This was also supposed to compete with like Steam Deck, because this was the first window-based handheld that was basically outside. And then in 2025, ASUS partnered up with Xbox, more like Microsoft, to release the ROG Ally, and that was just a major success, mainly because there were two versions, one with the Z2 A chip and the other one with the Z2 Extreme. So the base model is the one for $600 and the Extreme is of course the one for $1,000. Yes, they are two different stuff, so if you're looking for one of them, it all depends on the need that you have. Do you want AAA games? Then you go for the one that costs you more. If you just want to play something super simple, then the base model is absolutely fine. And the base model is basically what I have. I'm super happy with this because I basically got this for $400 and it serves me well because of what I do with it. And I don't feel like I need something extreme for now. I might get something in the future, but for now, this just works perfect. The Xbox integration means Game Pass works natively, Xbox Cloud Gaming is built in, your Xbox friends list, achievement, everything, it's just basically here, right? So if you are already in the Xbox ecosystem, then this is perfectly nice because it feels way more natural. And if you're somebody who plays Steam like I do, it feels super great. Now, after one day of just using this, I feel like this is solid. I mean, the screen looks good, the build just feels solid, the Xbox grip fits my hand better than I feared, and just the idea of me actually playing AAA games anywhere I want, on the couch, the bus, anywhere I want to, without me actually worrying about so many things, is just what I enjoy the most. And I'm not gonna say that this is fair for everybody out there because I was lucky enough to get this for $400. And the fact that I've been waiting for a handheld for over many years. But if you do find this for somewhere around $400, then I highly say that you should go get it because, I mean, this is just the best entry point at this moment. And I'm going to use this for the next few weeks coming, and I've written down some of the things that I do like, some of the things I dislike. So I do think that you guys should subscribe to this channel and see what I feel about this in the next coming week. So without further ado, I'll see you guys next week. And if you do have anything like the handheld or any different type of handheld you think I should try, let me know down in the comments below.